comedian tonight, a dear friend of mine. He's opened for Claude Stewart. He's opened for Jackie and Kevin Flynn on their Brothers from Another Mother tour. You can hear him on Harvey's Huddle. And recently, every Thursday in February, he was with the Tongue-in-Chief Players. Give it up for Drew McElhany.
All right. Hey, ooh, it works. All right, sweet. All right, just so you guys know, this guy right here, I think, works for Peak Mechanical. No, because I think she was pointing at you. Atmos. All right, so he got it warm in here. That guy right there. He didn't want to raise his hand, so I'm calling him out. All right. Historic Chief Theater. Good to see you guys here tonight. We got a good show for you guys. And it's Leap Day. Right? Huh? We got an extra day of this wonderful year we're having. Great. Oh, man. It started out, I saw a girl today, she was wearing this t-shirt that said, "My dog thinks I'm a real big deal." And I told her, I was like, I think that t-shirt would be a lot funnier if it said, "My dog thinks I'm a real bitch." But I didn't like her response very much, though, because she was all, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, mommy." Some people can't take a joke. Oh. Took my dog to the park today as well. Yeah. And I got there was a lady already there with her dog, and she said something in Spanish to her dog, and her dog sat down. And then she said something in Spanish to her dog again, and her dog rolled over, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I'm now dumber than a fucking dog. And don't get me wrong, I can go to Mexico and say, "Uno más cerveza, por favor." But if I want to make that bartender sit and roll over, I'm completely fucked. I'm excited to be here. I was very excited when Scott Parker asked me to be a part of this show. It meant a lot to me. He said, but this is an important show. Sean Patton is a big-time performer from New York. He's been on Comedy Central. He's done all these things. He goes, so, don't disappoint. It's like, damn, Scott, why don't you just handcuff me, man? Because if there's one thing I do good, that is disappoint. You can ask any of my educators, employers, lovers. Disappoint. Even my mom, God rest her soul, on her deathbed said with her dying breath, "You're such a disappointment." Let's be fair though, I was standing over her with a pillow. Just go to the light. You guys all just laughed at a joke about me killing my mom. That's on you. Oh man, this younger comedian just recently after a show I did came up to me and he goes, "Man, it is trippy that you have kids." I was like, yeah, I got kids. He goes, "No, man, it is trippy that you have kids." And I took out my phone and I pushed the first button and a picture of my two kids popped up. And he looked at the picture and he goes, "Whoa, somebody fucked you." And I was like, yeah, desperate women do stupid shit. Not only did she fuck me once, she fucked me twice. I got 2 fuck trophies to prove it. It's a little too much for you guys, I'm sorry. I got 2 participation trophies to prove it. Oh, me. Oh, I'm glad to be on stage though. Recently I did a show, and I gotta clean up my act. I gotta clean up my act. I did a show recently where I dropped 17 F-bombs in a 6.5 minute set. Let's be fair, that's the most fucking I've ever done in a night. It lasted 4.5 minutes longer, Speaking of fuck trophies, those little bastards made me go to Disneyland. How many people here, round of applause, how many people have been to Disneyland? I'm not really sure if that's accurate. I think so many people are hiding. But that's all right. Yeah, a lot of us have been to Disneyland. Now, Disneyland was exactly what I predicted it to be. It was like thousands and thousands of people everywhere. It's crazy. It's not like a normal amusement park, right? Like at most amusement parks, you go, you get in a line, and then at the end of the line, you get on the ride. But in Disneyland, you actually get in a line that get into the line that gets you onto the ride. When I was there, the Peter Pan ride, I don't think the whole time we were there was less than an hour and 45 minutes to get on a line. That's like waiting for a lift in Breckenridge. But because of these lines, they have this thing called the Fast Pass. People familiar with the Fast Pass at Disneyland? This is something that you can sign up for to skip the lines, right? And, so we signed up for some of these. We took advantage of it. But one day I'm walking through Disneyland, and it's crowded. So crowded. There's people everywhere. But they're happy, right? Everybody's magical. There's Elsas and Annas running around, Cinderellas. Kids are eating their little cake pops. They're just having a grand old time. And right over here, out in the middle of everything, is a lady with her tit out, breastfeeding, right in front of everybody. And I was like, man, that shit just pisses me off. That's right. Because that little shit should have to wait in line for his lunch like the rest of us. Now, I think I might have freaked her out a little bit, though. Because I went and stood in front of her and said, is this where the line starts? 2 minutes later, a guy stepped right in front of me and said he had a fast pass. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, I moved here to Steamboat 27 years ago. 27 years ago, I was 19-year-old little punk with my hat turned backwards, driving a Jeep Cherokee, listening to Pearl Jam album 10, which was brand new. Thought I was the coolest thing in the world. When I got up to CMC, I found out they had a class up there called Boot Fitting 101. This is literally a class that teaches you how to put a ski boot on somebody's foot. I was like, man, you got to be a dumb motherfucker to flunk out of this class. All right, let me rephrase that. I was a dumb motherfucker for flunking out of that class. All right, so I know Scott asked this question just a little bit ago, and it was pretty pathetic, okay? Not Scott's question, but y'all's response. Because nobody cheered, and it was like, okay, so you guys are all just ghosts. But anyway, so let's figure this out. And I don't be shy. Speak out. This is your moment to be loud right here. If you are from out of town, let us hear you. So much better. Now, if you are a local, let me hear you. You whiny little bitches. Steamboat people whine about the dumbest shit. We can have pandemics going on, dictators ruling the world, fucking monkeys pulling children out of the cribs and killing them. The Steamboat people are like, if it doesn't snow soon, the mountain's not going to be able to open. Why won't it snow? It needs to snow. Even if it starts snowing now, how many runs can we possibly have on opening day? Then it snows for 4 fucking months. We got snow drifts in our driveway this tall. And those same fucking people are going, when's it gonna stop snowing? Why won't it stop snowing? The mountain's been closed for 3 weeks and it's still snowing. Oh, my favorite though was when I actually used to work. And I'd be at my job, and some guy would walk in, he's like, hey man, you got a fidget McWidget? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know, let me look. No, I don't have a fidget McWidget, but Ace does. Oh. I don't want to drive all the way across town. Well, let's face it, right? If you're from Chicago, you'll drive 40 minutes to get across town to go see to an IKEA, right? If you're in LA, you'll drive 35, 40 minutes to get to an In-N-Out burger. But here in Steamboat, we're like, I don't want to drive all the way over to Ace. Yeah, because it's going to be hard to get that 6.5 minutes back. All right, guys, thank you very much. You got some great talent coming up behind me. Enjoy.